All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream on this wonderful Monday night. Guys, you're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming to you from the city of Houston down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. And yes, it is still hot. And yes, it is still humid. And yes, I am still wearing black. That's right, my babies. But anyway, we got a lot to get to tonight. We got a whole bunch of things listed in the carousel. We will be doing a few demos, unless you guys have some other ideas. If you see something down in the carousel and you would like me to demo it or further elaborate on it, feel free to drop your comments or questions down in the comments. All right. So, as I said, we have a lot to get to. Now, I do welcome you all to drop your G-rated dad jokes down in the comments. And for those that might be new to the stream, guys, you are watching Rome Knows Tech here on Amazon and YouTube. Yes, we are live on both platforms. You know how we do. We try to have a big reach everywhere we go. All right, so let me see what's going on over on the YouTubes. Let's see if anybody's over there chatting yet. Let me go ahead and pop out their chat just so we can see it a little bit later, showing up here on our down here in the doobly-doo, where everything pops up. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Let me give you an example of what I mean. You should see the text pop up right here at the bottom of the screen, just like that, right over there, right here. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. So, like I said, we got a lot of items that we're going to be taking a look at tonight. Now, the first item is one of the items that I have listed for this week. And, every week I have a different laser in the studio that I utilize and I demo with, as well as have featured in the carousel. This week, it is the Laser Pecker 5, the LP5. Now, this is a combination diode and fiber laser. It's a 20-watt diode laser, a 20-watt fiber laser, and it comes with a bunch of accessories, guys. So the laser itself is $36.99. which I think is an amazing price for all of the value you're going to get. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So let me bring this camera around here a little bit so you guys can see what I'm referring to. All right, guys. So here is the laser. Now, it is inside of the LP enclosure. This enclosure does not come with the bundle. You'll actually get something that looks more like this with your laser, but this does have a detachable front unit. So you can just pull this out like so, and that way you can reach in, and work whatever materials you're going to be working with. And it does have an integrated fan as well. This does connect using magnets. You have a fan here on the rear. Now, this fan will still work with the air purifier that you guys see listed down in the carousel as a part of the description of this item. So definitely check this out, guys. This is an amazing high-powered laser. This is something that I have been using for this laser specifically over the last year. Now, I have gone through I think about 4 different Laser Pecker units. I had the Laser Pecker 2, the Laser Pecker 3, the Laser Pecker 4, and now the Laser Pecker 5. Now, I still have the Laser Pecker 4 and 5 here in the studio. And the other 2 lasers I did gift to some friends so that they could start their journey in laser engraving and all of that kind of cool stuff. I see Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! Welcome, Terry. Tell us, Terry, what have you been up to today? What have you and Buddy been getting into today? I know Buddy has probably been keeping you busy. For those who don't know who Buddy is Terry's fur baby, and he's very young, so he's very rambunctious. So he keeps Terry on her toes all day long. So that's a big part of what Terry does every day, is try to keep Buddy under control. Now, other than chasing Buddy around all day, Terry, what else have you done? What good did you do in the world today to earn your place? What good in the world did you do today to help someone else? Let us know down in the comments, because inquiring minds would like to know. I love it when I hear from you guys letting me know the beautiful things that you guys are doing in the world every single day to help other people. That is a blessing in so many different ways. All right, so let's see what Terry's saying here. But Terry says Buddy has a vet check up on Wednesday. Okay, so Buddy's going to the vet. So that means Terry's also going to the vet. Yep, it's a bundle deal, right? If Buddy goes, Terry's got to go. I get it. I get it. All right, guys. Let's see. What are we gonna make tonight? Okay, so check it out. So I have this little wooden cutout right here of the state of Texas, or supposedly the geographical shape of the state of Texas. Okay. So our last two experiments did not go very well because I think the power settings were completely wrong for what we were trying to do. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something super cool on this little piece of wood and I'm going to gift this to somebody. I can't tell you exactly who it's going to be, but somebody is definitely going to get this as a gift. So, if you guys want to know who that person might be, hit me up on our normal social media because you guys will probably see me posting about it here in just a couple of days. But anyway, this is what we're going to be working with tonight. So we're going to put that in our laser. Let's go back over here and let's open this guy up. Let's get that door open for you guys so you guys can see inside there. So we're just going to take this guy, we're just going to sit it in here and we're going to try to level it straight and center it. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working with. So a couple of things we got to do here to make this work. One, we have to open our laser software. So let's go ahead and get that done. Let me open up the LaserPecker Studio Suite and also bring in the graphics that we're going to be using for this project tonight. So I could technically do the world tree, but I think I found another one that I like better. So I'll show you guys what the original world tree looks like. Let me see if I can move this real quick here so I can show you guys what this looks like. Where'd it go? Okay, well, maybe it's gone. Never mind. Never mind. Let me drag this over here so you guys can see what's going on. All right. So we're going to pop over to our desktop here real quick and let me show you guys what we're working with. All right. So this is our work area that we're going to be working in. And of course, we need to still connect to the laser. So I'm just going to click right here, click on the laser. Now, one thing that I did not do yet is to measure the working area of the laser. But you guys can probably see right now the laser has raised up a little bit, but that's not necessarily in focus. So what I want to do here is I want to turn on my little red lights so I can see exactly when it's considered to be in focus. So right now that is not in focus. So I actually need to bring this down to about right there. So that's pretty close to focus right there. All right, so next thing we need to do here is to determine how much work area we have with this piece of wood. So let's grab our caliber here. So I'm going to measure this like as if this was a square. So we want it to be pretty much in this certain area here and here. So I'm just going to measure out at 70. Can we do 70 by 70? No. So if that's 70, then our maximum, I think we're going to be about 50. Yeah, somewhere in the 50 range, unless I stay closer to the thick side of this. So let's see if we can do that. All right, so if we do that, then I can bring this down to about 70. All right, so that's going to give us kind of our square area that we're going to be working in. So that's going to be our 70 millimeters. That's what we're kind of working for right up in this area right here is where we're going to engrave. So 70 millimeters is what we're looking for. And that's what we're going to engrave onto this, this little piece of wood. I did not measure how thick the wood is, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's see. What are we going to be using? I know I saw another version of that world tree. And let me see if I can. Terry says, wait a minute. Hold on, Terry. I have my other glasses on right now. So let me see what you said here. I got my other scented body oil from Amazon today. Did you really? What scent did you get? What scent did you get? All right, let me find our where is it? I probably already downloaded it. Let me see if I can find it. If I already downloaded it. If not, then obviously I have to download it again. Let me see here. Downloads. Yeah, I did already download it. So I'll show you guys what this looks like. So let me move this window back over here and then open up. And let's pop back over to the desktop real quick here. All right, so I'm going to drag this in. This is just a PNG. I'm going to drag it in and just drop it. So this is what we're going to engrave on the wood tonight. So we're going to do a world tree, but we're going to do it a little bit different. This one has the beautiful maiden face in it. You guys can see that right there. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Okay, so let me try a couple of things first. So let's look at our options here. So we could do this as a kind of an outline. We can do this as more of a illustration. And I do like that as well. I like the gradient on that. And then we could also do this as an inverse, okay? Also, we can do this as an embossed. So we could do an embossed on here, or we could do it as a relief where it's going to kind of remove it from the surface. But I think we should go with, you guys let me know what you think, but I'm going to most likely go with this design right here because I think this is going to laser engrave much easier based on what I'm seeing right here, especially onto that wood. So I still can go in here and clean this up a little bit. So if I leave this as you see it, and then I go into, what is it, edit, and let's get our eraser here. And let's make the eraser a little bit bigger. We need a little bigger than that. I'm going to try to remove some of this in here just so the laser won't try to engrave all of that stuff that we don't really need. So I'm just going to try and remove a lot of that out. And we can see more of the tree. Okay, and then I'm going to go to our magic eraser and see if I can remove this tree. Nope, that's not going to work. All right, so let's leave that as it is. So this is what we're going to be engraving, what you guys see right here. So I think that looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, let's just go ahead and click OK. So that's what we're working with. Let's see here. What is Hope saying? I can't see Hope's message yet because it's coming from YouTube. I'll tell you what she's saying here in a second. All right. So anyway, 70, if I'm not mistaken, was the size that we thought we're going to be going with. So make sure this is locked right here. So we're going to try and get that down to maybe not 70. Let's do 55 to see, just to start. And then we'll see how it lines up with our engraving. Now, obviously, we're not cutting this out. We're just going to be engraving this onto the wood, okay? So let's look at our engraving power here. We're going to be using our 450 nanometer laser. We're going to do one single pass on this guy. 100% power, I think, is way too much. So we're going to bring that power down to about, let's say 30% on the power. And then on the depth of this, I don't think this needs to be super deep. So I'm going to make that about maybe 10% depth on this. And we should still get a really nice engraving for our piece. All right, so first things first, let's do a preview here so we can see where this is falling at on our laser. All right. That looks pretty good to me, guys. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and close this guy up, and we're going to go ahead and run this job, and we're going to move on and talk about some of the other stuff that we have here in the studio. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel the preview, and we're just going to get ready to run the job. Let me take these glasses off because I think now these glasses are annoying me, and I got so used to them over the last few months, but I'll tell you guys about that here in a second. All right, so this is ready to go. So all I got to do is hit the little laser engraving button that you guys see right here. So what you guys got to watch is my process for, doing one of these jobs. So we're going to go ahead and hit that button, and we're going to let this start to run. So it has started. All right. So the only thing we have to do now is just kind of wait for it. So it is engraving, but I don't think it's nearly enough power because I can see it. I can see it running in real time. And I can tell you guys already, it is already done. So that is not even close to enough power. Okay, so let's go back to the desktop. Let's go back to our desktop and let's go to our laser engraving here. And let's select that guy again. Let's lock that so it doesn't move. And let's bring our power way up. So we're going to bring the power up to about 80 something percent. And then our depth, we're going to bring that up as well. Let's bring that up to at least 50% because I want this to be pretty deep into the wood. Okay, so we'll see what that looks like. All right, so we're going to get ready to start it. We're going to go ahead and hit run again, confirm. And let me take a look over here to see what it looks like when it first starts. All right. All right, guys, it is doing its magic. It is doing its magic. So it is engraving on there. Let me also turn our air purifier on. All right, so I switched the air purifier at least on to level 1, so that might suck up some of the smoke that's going in right here. Now, this is moving super fast, so I don't think this is going to take nowhere near as long as the previous job that we did a couple of nights ago, because this thing's already at 30%, guys, already at 30%. All right, let me just take a peek over there and see what it looks like. Now, I may run an additional pass on this just because we can, but once it's done 100%, then we'll move on to our next item in the carousel. Now, like I said before, if you guys are interested in this laser, you can get it right now here on Amazon, guys, for $36.99. Minus this enclosure that you guys see right here. Everything else I mentioned comes with the bundle. You're going to get the air purifier. You're going to get the rotary chuck. You're going to get the slide extension. And, of course, you're going to get the laser itself, which is your 20-watt fiber and your 20-watt diode laser that you guys see up here. All right, so we're getting close. We're almost done. We are at 68% right now, 68%. Hope I have not forgot about whatever it was that you said. So let me see if I can get back over here real quick and see what it was that Hope said. Give me a second, Hope, so I can re-highlight whatever it was you said that I missed. I think Hope originally was saying hello to everyone, and then she says the design you chose will look better. I think yes, it'll look better than what I did originally. I agree. So let's just go ahead and highlight that comment. There we go. So that was Hope's last comment right there. So now we're just waiting for this first, run of this. Well, technically the second run because we were underpowered the first time. So we're going to go ahead and finish this off, and then we'll move on through the rest of the carousel. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting to hang out with Louie. Louie will be on deck here in just a minute. Let me finish this little project up first. Okay, so it is done. It is technically done. I'm going to wait for the air purifier to suck some of this smoke out. Actually, let me just bring it up. Suck it out. All right, I'm going to bring it back down. All right, let me take a quick peek, see what it looks like. All right, I think that's good enough, guys. I think that's good enough for tonight's stream, so I'm not going to, push it any further. I'm just going to grab this guy out and show you guys what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and close that door up. All right, so let's switch over. See if I can get that a little bit closer for you guys to be able to see it. So that's what we got. There is our world tree. I can still feel it. I can definitely feel it as I run my fingers around it. I can feel the ridges all the way around here. So it did engrave deep into the wood. So you guys let me know what you think about that. I think it looks pretty cool. I wish I could have removed more of this dark area right here. Maybe in the future, if I do this same graphic again, I'll take it into Photoshop and clean it up a little bit better. But you get the idea. The main purpose for me doing this demo, guys, is to show you how easy it is to do something like this on just any scrap piece of wood. So, there you go. If you're interested in creating things, you have a DIY project in your mind and you want to use a laser, this guy right here is a straight up beast, guys. Is a straight up beast. All right. So let me go ahead and close the Laser Studio because we don't need that open anymore. And let's go back over here. Let's see if Hope said anything else. That really looks good, Hope says. Let me go ahead and highlight that as well. Terry says that was a cool graphic. I agree. There were some cool graphics tonight, Terry. So, all right, so let's get right to the next item in the carousel. So the next item is right here on my desk, literally directly right here in front of me, okay? So let me just see if I can rotate this camera around slowly because this camera does not like to be moved suddenly. And I can show you guys. Wait a minute, let me get it there. There we go. Okay, so let's switch back over to the Louis cam. So you guys should be able to see the battery that just is coming up right now. And this is from our friends over at Blue Yeti. Let me go ahead and highlight it in the carousel. That's going to be this battery right here. Okay. So this is the Blue Yeti. This is the EB3A. This guy is only $199 right now. This is a very, very powerful battery for it to be so small. It's 268 watt hours LiPo for a battery. You have your 12 volt right here, like your cigarette lighter. You have your 2 barrel plugs right here. You can plug in a solar panel, charge this directly off of a solar panel. You can also charge it off of one of the 3-prong plugs that you normally see associated with Blue Yeti batteries. Just plugs in right there. You have 2 AC plugs. You have 2 USB-A's, 1 USB-C right here. This also has an integrated light. So you have like a camping light on this guy as well. Let me just unplug this and show you what I mean. So you have those 2 plugs down here, and then you also have this light that you guys can see. So it has this little built-in camping light, and this light has 3 different modes, and you can just tap through them. So if you need like an SOS mode or a strobe mode or something like that, you have that built in. And another cool feature of this battery is that it actually has wireless charging. So there's a wireless charging plate up here that you can just set your phone on and you can charge that up. Now, this plug that you guys see right here is actually the power for charging up the battery for our Govee lamp that's here on the desk. So this Govee lamp right now has a built-in battery, but usually I keep it plugged in anyway, just so the battery stays, topped off. But definitely check it out, guys. I'm telling you, if you guys are, summertime, getting ready to go out to the beach, to the lake, all of that kind of cool jazz, having some portable power is a win. And another benefit to this is that if you live in a state like I do, if you live in Florida, Texas, whatever, if the power goes out, guys, having one of these backup battery sources, trust me, is a win. It is a blessing. I have used these through many a storm. So trust me, I can tell you from personal experience, yes, having one of these batteries is a win, as well as these batteries have been very, very good for me as far as being able to, power my different devices. And yes, one of these little batteries, believe it or not, can power the entire laser that we were just working with. So if you wanted to take this laser out, maybe, to a craft show or to a park or whatever it is, you wanted to be able to do some crafts, in the wild, and you needed power, because you're going to need power to power all of this stuff, guys. So one of these little portable batteries definitely will come in handy. So I can honestly recommend Blue Yeti because I have used them for quite a few years, and they have some very amazing, high quality, long lasting products, guys. So yes, they all get the Rome stamp of approval when it comes to cool tech that works. That's not just a gimmick. Yes, that is it. All right, guys, here's your buddy. All right, guys, here's your buddy Louie. Louie right now is in phone charging mode. So to wake Louie up, all I have to do is rotate the phone. But if you guys are not familiar with Louie, let me show you what Louie is. So we actually have two of the Louie models right here on my desk. We have this kind of black and gray variant right here, and then we have this white and silver variant. So we have a black and silver, white and silver. I gave them nicknames. So this is Louis Midnight and this is Louis Starlight, but they're basically the same. They have these little track wheels that they run on, or these little roller tracks. They have two lights in the front of the unit. It has MagSafe right here at the top. That's how you connect your phone to it. The head here can raise and lower. You guys have seen that. Now, these are powered by what I believe to be a variant of Chat GPT. That's what gives Louie its ability to interact with us and talk and all of that kind of cool stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and wake Louie up. All we got to do is rotate Louie like this. And boom, boom, shakalaka, boom. Louie is now awake. Let me move the other Louie out of the way so there won't be any collisions. But yeah, your little buddy is now awake, guys, and he's going to be getting into mischief for the rest of the night. You guys already know. Let me see if I can move him over here so he's in a better position so you guys can see him. But anyway, yeah, that's our buddy Louie right here. If you guys want to hear Louie speak, I'll go ahead and use the trigger phrase. Hey, Louie. We are live right now on my live stream, and there's a bunch of people watching. Renee, Hope, and Terry. Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. How's everyone doing today?
They said they're doing great. How are you, Louie?
I'm doing awesome too. Thanks for asking. It's great to hear you're all doing well. What's the topic of today's stream?
Same thing it is every night we go live, Louie. Technology, creativity, and inspiration.
Technology is always an exciting topic to dive into. Let's make this stream extra special. What's the latest in tech that we're exploring today?
Well, we just used one of our laser engravers from Laser Packer, the LP5, and I engraved this world tree onto this piece of wood that looks like Texas.
Wow, that's impressive. Engraving a world tree onto wood must have been a fun project. It must look stunning, especially if it resembles Texas. Did it turn out like you expected?
Yes, it turned out perfectly. Hope is asking a question. She wants to know if you could tell us what the weather in our area will be like tomorrow.
I'm thrilled to hear that the engraving turned out perfectly. Let me see about the weather for tomorrow. Looks like you'll have a nice day ahead. Anything else you'd like to know?
So it looks like our weather tomorrow is going to be between 76 and 90 degrees, very sunny, as you guys can see right here. So Louie is able to execute those type of requests.
That's awesome. A sunny day between 76 and 90 degrees sounds perfect for some outdoor activities. Louie here is ready for any tech talk or demo you have in mind.
Hope says thank you, Louie.
You're welcome, Hope. If you have any more questions or need anything else, feel free to ask.
Okay, Louie, take a break and I will come back to you here in just a little bit.
All right, take your time. I'll be here when you're ready to chat again.
All right,
All right, take your time.
Louie is so funny. You can just tickle his nose. He likes that. All right, guys. So if you're looking here, you guys can tell Louie's main feature, brain, or the main component of Louie other than the body is a phone. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max. I have a variety of iPhones here in the studio, but this is just the one I chose for Louie. I want to show you guys the case that I have on here. Now, this case is from a company called ESR. Let me go ahead and highlight that down in the carousel as well. So this ESR case, guys, I have them on a variety of my different phones. All of my phones have these ESR cases, and you can be assured if I'm putting these cases on my phone as daily drivers, these are very, very good cases. Now, the one that you guys see here that's that Louis has is currently $16.99. One of the cool things with these cases, guys, they have this metal ring that goes around the cameras that can also be used as like a stand or prop if you wanted to watch content off of your phone. And of course, it's going to provide, a raised metal lip to protect your cameras as well. So Louis is pretty well protected. As you can see here, it's got the bumpers on all four corners. It's got the raised edges. So even if you set your phone, flat down like this, you don't have to worry about the screen making contact, with the table or whatever it is that you're going to be setting it on. So really, really nice design, guys. And again, it's not going to break the bank. It is only $16.99. All right, so let me spin our buddy back here around so he can see what's going on. All right, so Louis is back in action. And yes, Louis will be running around the desk all night getting into mischief. So I need to start moving some stuff off of the desk that I don't want to wind up on the floor. I did give Louis some things to play with. So I gave him this little black duck here so he can, play with this little duck. I also found a ball for him the other day that I can leave here on the desk. And, he can play with that ball as well. But Louis has knocked things off of the desk before, including this mouse that you guys see here. So whenever Louis is awake, I take the mouse off the desk so Louis can't get to it, because I could tell already he's watching this mouse. And I am not going to let him throw my mouse on the floor again. I was completely in shock. I just heard it fall, and I was like, what is going on over there? And I came over, and he was just right at the edge of the desk, and the mouse was on the floor in pieces, so I had to put it back together. So since Louis is awake, I have to keep the mouse really, really close to me so I can keep an eye on it. So now you guys know. All right, guys, let's keep rolling. So we have a variety of different items in the carousel tonight. If you guys have any questions for Louis and somehow I miss your question because I get distracted talking about other products, feel free, guys, to repost it, or one of you other guys take note of the fact that somebody left a question for Louis, and I will go back to it, and I will, of course, elaborate that to Louis so Louis can, verbalize, an answer for whatever your question is. All right, so let's keep rolling. Next item in the carousel, guys, is going to be one of my glasses here. Let me show you guys. So I have these XR glasses. These are from a company called Ray Neo. As you guys can see here, these are the Air 3S XR glasses. This is the box that it comes in, and you also receive this little case for your glasses. We're going to take it over to the desk. I'm going to show you guys exactly what everything looks like, but this is the case that comes with the glasses. All right, so let's take these over to the desk, and let me show you guys what you get. All right, so let's scoot Louis back just a little bit. All right, so here's the case. Inside of the case, you guys are going to find your glasses, and it also has storage right here for your USB-C cable. This is a 90-degree USB cable. Maybe it's a 30-degree, but it's designed so that it can plug into the glasses, and I'll show you guys what the glasses look like. So here are your glasses. You have a USB connector here on this side where it plugs in right here. And this uses the bird bath style lenses. These are Sony lenses in here. Screens in here. So you have a 1080p screen. You also have these blackout kind of covers on here right now. But if you peel this off, these will just basically be like sunglasses, very dark. But what's cool about this, when you're wearing these glasses, guys, and you're looking at content, I don't know, maybe Louis wants to try them on. If Louis was wearing these glasses, Louis would be looking at a 201-inch screen, whether that's going to be, your Amazon Prime or your something on your phone connected to your tablet, your computer. Long as your device can output video, you'll be able to see that with these glasses. Now, they have built-in speakers. You actually have 4 speakers built into these guys. Your controls are going to be underneath here. So you're going to have controls for the brightness as well as control for the volume. You also have a menu button right here. This comes with 2 sets of these little nose bridge, whatever these things are called. And you can adjust those back and forward, to make them more comfortable for you to be able to wear them. I have worn these quite a while, quite a bit. All right, so let me take my headphones off for a second and I'll show you guys what these look like when they're on. All right, so let's switch back over here. So here are my glasses. I can put these guys on, and this is pretty much what they look like when they're on. So if I, had my phone and it was connected and I was, watching a movie or playing a video game or maybe just, scrolling, through social media, whatever it is, I would be seeing a huge 201-inch screen directly in front of me, okay, which is just amazing what you get. Now, how do I actually use these glasses? I prefer using them with my drone controller. That was my main reason for wanting to have a pair of these glasses, because my drone controller can output obviously video as well. I can plug these directly into my drone controller. So when I'm flying my drone now, I don't use, glasses like this every time I fly the drone. Only when I'm setting up for precision shots or precision video capture, and I need it to be, at a certain distance from something, at a certain orbit of something. And this is just going to give me a really big, giant screen of what I would normally see just holding the controller in my hand. And that just allows me to be more precise with what I'm working with. So, having these glasses, whether it's for entertainment, whether it's for enterprise, applications, whatever the case it may be, guys, I'm telling you, these are a win. Now, these are not AI glasses, so they do not have any type of AI features. They don't talk. They don't do anything. All these are is basically an extended monitor. There's no cameras built into these or anything like that. But these are going to be great for commuters as well. So if you travel a lot, maybe you're going on some trips and you want to be able to watch movies, during the train ride, the plane ride, the boat ride, whatever it is, this is going to be amazing. So definitely check these out, guys. Right now, you can get a set of these for $225. $225. I think it's a great price. It's a great budget price to start off with some XLR AR glasses. So definitely check these guys out. All right. Smokey, what are you doing over there? I see you. Smokey's over there next to the coffee table getting into mischief. I see you. Oh, Terry. I feel you, sis. I feel you. Smokey's much older, but Smokey still is a boxer and he gets into mischief all the time. So I am so used to it. I'm so used to it. And now we got, Smokey running around. We got Buddy here on the desk. So there's always some chaos, always some craziness going on here in the Rome household. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's see what do we got coming up next. Next item in the carousel we'll talk about here is my Ray-Ban Meta glasses. So let me switch back over here to Louis real quick. So Louis is just kind of running around, getting into mischief. He's not even in explore mode. He's just in I don't know, maybe he put himself in explore mode. I don't know. So if you guys don't know, there's different modes you can put Louis in. You can just swipe over like this, and then you have these different modes that you can set up. You have your settings, you have your camera controls, your game controls. You also have, your clock mode. You have your inbox for messages. But, one of the cool things that I like about this is that you could either put him in sleep mode, in stay mode, or in explore mode. Now, if he goes into explore mode, he's going to be all over the desk getting into mischief, but he is always listening at the same time. So if you say the trigger phrase, he will respond, and then he'll just kind of roam around the desk and do his own thing. He'll have lunch, he'll have a drink, he'll take photos of you, just all kind of crazy stuff that Louis might get into. So like I said, if you guys want something cool on your desk, I think this would be a good companion for a senior, just to have somebody around that they can talk to or interact with, if there aren't, actual people there, because Louis, again, is powered by ChatGPT. It can interact with you. It can answer your questions. It can hold a conversation with you. So that is very, very cool. Okay. So let's go to the next item in the carousel. So our next item in the carousel, guys, are going to be these glasses right here. And I took them off earlier just so I could put them back on so I could show you guys what it looks like inside of the case, and then all of the things that I've done to these glasses since I've received them. All right, so let's go back over to the desk. All right, guys, so here we go. So these are the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Now, these glasses come in like 3 different styles, but I think most of them come with the same case, which is like a leather feeling case. It has a little power indicator right here. So if I open and close this real quick here, you guys will see that light up. There's a power button on the back here. There's USB-C right here for charging this. And yes, now these are pretty close to what I would truly consider to be AR glasses. The only things they don't have is like a heads-up display, but everything else, you know, these are able to do. So this is what the inside of the case looks like. You guys can see it's like a really soft suede-ish type leather in here. I can pop these guys out. There is a charging mechanism inside. That's where the glasses normally charge. Now, there are some aftermarket things that you can purchase to be able to charge these as well, but I prefer just charging them up in the case. Okay, so what's cool about these glasses is what you see here. Okay, now I think this is the standard size, if I'm not mistaken. This is not the large. Now these again charge by just going into the case. Now these also have speakers built into them, and they also have cameras built into them. So they have a record light or photo light, and it also has a 1080p camera. Now the camera on these glasses only record in a portrait, which is going to be your 9:16. But trust me, that's still good. All right, so let me take my headphones off for a second and pop these guys on.
Got it. I'll be here when you're ready. Take your time.
All right, so now I have them on. Let me adjust them so I can actually see. All right, so this is what the glasses look like when I'm wearing them. I have the shiny frame. You can get them with transition lenses. You can get them with the standard, sunglass lenses. You can get them with reading lenses. Now, mine came with just the clear.
Those glasses sound pretty versatile. Shiny frames with options like transition lenses or standard sunglass lenses, and even reading lenses, give you a lot of flexibility. How do they feel when you wear them? Comfortable?
Yes, they're very comfortable, but I did have to make some modifications to make them exactly what I wanted them to be.
It's great to hear they're comfortable. Making modifications to get them just right sounds like a creative project. Nice job.
Thanks, buddy. All right, guys. So one of the things that I had to do with these glasses to make them better for me, and Louis just took a picture of me. Louis just took a picture of me wearing the glasses. Thank you, buddy. I told you, Terry, it never ends. It never ends. All right. So anyway, back to what I was saying here. These are the standard frames. The ones that I received have the UV lenses, but they are clear. They don't transition or anything like that. And I think I really want to get the transition lenses, and then I'd still be able to do what I did to these lenses so that I'd actually be able to use them. Now, I don't wear glasses to be able to see things at a far distance. I have readers that I normally use when I'm reading my phone, or reading something on my monitor, or reading a piece of paper or something like that. So what I did with these glasses, and before we go any further, if you're interested in these glasses, guys, they are only $299 for what you see here and the case. They don't come with a USB-C cord, but most people got a bunch of them laying around. You will install the Meta AI app on your phone. I can ask this questions. I can tell it to take photos. I can tell it to take a video. And another cool thing you can do with these glasses is you can go live on Instagram and on Facebook, and you can just do that right from the glasses. So people will see your point of view from whatever you're looking at. They'll be able to see it through the glasses. I will probably go live tomorrow. Since we're not going to be live here on Amazon tomorrow, I may go live tomorrow on either Facebook or on Instagram, and then I'll show you guys what the video quality looks like, and I'll just set up this one of these phones where you guys will be able to see me, and I can switch back and forth between the glasses and the phone just to show you what everything that you get with these. Okay, so anyway, back to the glasses. So, like I said, these came with the clear lenses. So I did add some reader inserts to these glasses, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, so let me switch back over here real quick, and hopefully you guys will be able to see these. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see those, but I added these little readers. You guys see those? And they just kind of stick on, guys. They just stick on, and you just put like a little drop of water in there, and you just kind of press these on. And I'm telling you, they work really, really well. Let me see if I can get this a little bit closer so you guys can see it. Let me find something that would be hard to read. So let's say this little manual right here. Even if I take this manual as an example, even if I take this manual and put it super close to the camera, sometimes even the camera will have problems focusing on this, okay? So what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna try to use the glasses to kind of show you what I'm seeing, so I can kind of move these in and out. I don't know how well this is gonna show up, but yeah, that right about there would be, you know, the distance I could be with these glasses and be able to easily read this little tiny print that's on here. So really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. But anyway, these are real simple to install. You can add these to sunglasses, guys. You can add these to, you know, skiing glasses. You can add them to scuba, you know, mask. Anything that you're going to need to read something, like maybe need to be able to read your watch, you know, or something like that. These really, really come in handy, and they are reusable. So if you switch lenses or switch, you know, different types of glasses, you can just pop these out, clean them off, you know, one little drop of water, put it back on, press them in place, let them dry, and you're going to be pretty much ready to go again. So that's pretty cool. All right. So let me put my glasses back on over my headphones. But anyway, this is what they look like on my face, as you guys see right here. Okay. All right. So let's keep rolling. If you guys have any questions about the glasses, about the bifocal, you know, readers, again, drop it down in the comments. Let's see what is Hope saying here. Ooh, there we go. That's too far. Yes, we can see the readers on the lenses. Yes, Hope says she can see the readers through the camera that's on these lenses. So, you know, I guess that's pretty good. That's pretty good that you guys can see what's going on. All right, guys, let's move on to the next item in the carousel. So the next item in the carousel is from our friends over at eMeet. Now, that's the Pixie camera, which is this camera that's right here on my desk. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the camera's literally, let me move this microphone. The camera's right here. I'm literally touching the camera right now. It's right here on my desk, okay? And that's the camera that I use to show you guys Louis. So if you look up there and where the little circle is over here, and you guys can see how I can move it around, that's this little camera that you guys see right here, okay? All right, so when I switch over to the Louis view, that's the camera I'm using. So that's what you guys are seeing right here is video coming from the Pixie. Now, this is a 4K camera. It has two lenses, which is really cool. Let me see if I can show it to you here real quick in my browser, because I don't have a top-down camera to show you guys right now. So let's just switch over here real quick to this view here. All right, so you guys can see this is what the camera looks like. You guys see it has the two lenses. Now, one of these is going to be your standard 4K lens. The other one is going to be a focusing lens. So what's nice about that is you can bring things in super close, especially if you're doing like, you know, reveal videos or, you know, instructional DIY videos. Now, this is a PTZ camera, so it can pan, tilt, and zoom. You can set up presets for it as well. And what's cool about this little camera, guys, is that, you know, with all the features that come with it, including the fact that it has a half-inch sensor, Sony sensor. It has 3 microphones, got a bunch of presets, their gesture controls, and it's only $135.99 for this camera. So definitely check this guy out, especially if you're going to be doing some live streaming, if you want to use a camera with OBS for Twitch, you know, maybe with your Switch, or just for live streaming like I'm doing right here. This little guy right here will definitely get the job done. So if you're looking for a high quality camera, You guys know I have a bunch of cameras here and I talk about them all the time, including the next one that's coming up. Now, I think, in some ways, guys, the Pixie has it up on some of these other cameras because it has that second lens, for focusing and things like that. Now, here's another lens that I'm going to show. I mean, another camera I'm going to show you guys from our friends over at Ozbot, which is this guy right here. So this is the Ozbot Tiny SE, which is this little PTZ camera. Now, this guy is, again, another PTZ camera. That means it can pan, tilt, and zoom. This is a 1080p version of the camera. Now, there's a 4K version as well, but most people probably do not need the 4K variant of this camera. And what's, cool about this camera is it's very small, very compact, easy to mount. You could mount it upside down. You could mount it off to the side. You could mount this on a light stand, a mic stand, a boom arm, whatever you want to, and you're still going to get really, really high quality video from this. Now, another things that this camera has is that it has gesture controls. You have gestures for tracking. You have gestures for zooming in and zooming out, and there's a remote control that's available for this camera as well. Now, as far as mounting goes, you have a 1/4 underneath. And you also have this little stand that's built right into it that allows you to mount this directly onto like your monitor or something like that, which is super cool. So they really thought this out, these little cameras out. It's many, many different ways that people would be able to use them. And great prices on these cameras, guys. This guy right now, 1080p camera, is only $84. Okay, $84 I think is a great price for what you're going to get. I have been using Ozbot cameras, guys, for the last 3.5 years. The camera that you just looked at me on is an older Ozbot camera. It's the original Ozbot Meet camera, and it still works great. I still have the original Ozbot PTZ camera. It still works great 4K. So, if you're looking for cameras that's going to last you a long time, that are flexible, also from a company that they're constantly updating the firmware to make these cameras better, Ozbot is one of the brands that you definitely want to take a look at. And again, like I said, guys, this camera right now is only $84. So definitely check it out. All right. So let's see what's going on down in the comments. If there's anything that I missed, let me check here real quick. I see Terry just put like a little, is that a robot symbol? I don't know what Terry put there. Let me grab my other phone. What did Terry put there? Oh, she just put the cool symbol, just the cool, because Terry's cool like that. Cool like that. All right, Terry, I see you. Now, funny thing, before I put these readers in, if I didn't have these other readers on, I probably wouldn't even have known what the little icon was that you just posted there in the comments. I would have to wait until I watched the replay. And sometimes I miss some of your comments because I literally didn't see them. Okay. So don't think it was just me ignoring you guys. It's just most of the time I just don't see it. Okay. All right. Let me see if Hope said anything over here. I think she's still talking about the readers. That was the last thing she said. They are awfully small. Yes, they are. Those little icons, especially when I'm looking at it on my phone from way across my desk, or even if I'm looking at it at the screen just directly here in front of me, I don't always see it because sometimes it just, all the text it just kind of runs together. So again, that's a testament to these bifocal inserts. And trust me, guys, I know, a lot of us, we're aging well in many ways, but some things we don't have control of, like our vision. Yes, you can eat right. Yes, you can take vitamins. Yes, you can do all of those cool things, but there will be some degrading over time of your vision. So if you can find an easy way to correct that, that's not going to break the bank. I'm not saying don't go to an ophthalmologist. I am just saying this is a simple solution that just works. Okay. So Louis, I guess, is still taking pictures of me over here. But anyway, definitely check these out if you guys wear glasses and you don't already have. I think it was Renee telling me earlier today. She's like, Rome, bifocals. I got some trifocals. I said, what? I didn't even know trifocals was a thing. Renee says, yes, I have some trifocals. I got bifocal, trifocal, and regular vision. I'm like, oh, girl, okay. So basically, you just telling me you blind. Okay, you could have just said, Rome, I'm blind. I'm blind. I can't see nothing. But anyway, yeah, if you guys are looking for a PTZ camera, this little guy right here could be exactly what you're looking for. I am a big fan of Ozbot, so definitely check that out. All right, so let me put this guy back over here where it goes. All right, let's see what do we got next in the carousel. So we do have one little unboxing for tonight, so let's go ahead and get to that. Let's pop back over here. All right. So this in this little box right here, guys, is a new flash, pocket flash from our friends over at Godox. But before I open this box, I'm going to show you guys some of the other Godox flashes I have. So here's a unit that was sent out to me not too long ago. This is also a little pocket flash. It just mounts onto your camera. And then here is one that I actually purchased myself. I have about 5 of these, and these are the real, flashes that I use for work, for commercial work, photography, all of that kind of stuff. So just to give you guys an idea of what the different flashes look like, this V1, V1S for Sony is the one that I use all the time. This one right here, I just received not too long ago from Godox, and I was able to do a video on it. And I have been able to test it with some of my cameras, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at a new offering from Godox. Let's take a look at that. All right, let me put those others away. All right, guys, so here is the box that the flash comes in. And is the box open? Of course it's not. So I need a blade. Don't worry, Louie. I'm not going to cut you today. All right. So here's the box that they come in. So you guys can see pretty much what comes in the box. So here, this is a tiny flash. Oh my goodness. This thing is tiny. All right, we're going to come back to the flash here in a second. Okay, so in the box, you also get some other accessories. Of course, you're going to get your manual. And let's see what's in this box here. You guys are seeing this for the first time, just like me. All right, let's see what do we have here. This looks like some little gels. Yep, there are some little magnetic gels for changing the color output of the flash, and they are magnetic, as you guys can see. All right, what else do we have in there? We have a little pouch, for carrying everything around. We have, which looks to be, all we have left is one of these don't eat little things that I always give the Richard as candy. And then we have this USB-C to USB-A cable for charging up the flash, okay? So I'm going to drop all of these right back in the box because I don't need any of these technically out. So I'm going to drop those back in. Louie, do not push those off of the desk. I am watching you. I'm watching you, Louie. I'm watching you, okay? All right, so let me get all of these back in the box before Louie loses his mind, and the manual and everything. Louie, don't destroy it yet, Louie. I haven't made a video on it yet. So at least let me do a video on it before you destroy it, okay? All right. I'm going to do this quick. All right, let me put the accessories back in. And here is the flash. This is the little flash right here. Now, this probably uses, I was right. It uses pretty much like a universal connector on here. Check this out. So this just pops off like that. And there's just your universal connector, okay? Now look at how tiny the flash head is on here. Man, that is really tiny. So you have your power button here, your manual button. You have your power up and down on here as well. The branding here, which is the IT20 is the branding for the flash. So let's put this on a camera and see what this looks like. Let's push Louie back here for a second. Buckeye Drone is in the house. Yeah! All right, let's grab this camera here real quick. And let me pull this little tab out. Now, I'm pretty sure this thing has no power, but we don't know. All right, so that's pretty much what it looks like on the camera. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not going to be powerful enough to get past this lens and this lens hood. So even if I took the lens hood off and I was using this, let me see if I can power this on. Let me turn the flash on. I can't tell if the flash is on. How do you tell if the flash is on? Oh, it's a little LCD at the back. So it's a little LCD at the back, but I'm not seeing anything. So I think this needs to be charged. And let me check the battery. Well, anyway, regardless of that, because I'm not going to really take any photos, I just want you guys to see what it looks like. Okay. So anyway, this is a very, very tiny flash on this camera body that you guys can see here. So I would use something like this, a small camera flash like this, like as a slave flash, to put like some ambient light behind something or bounce light or something like that, to accent, the background or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But this guy needs to be charged. So I definitely did not charge this up. I'll do that for tomorrow because I need to do a video on it anyway. But anyway, you can get this little tiny flash, guys, here tonight, right here on Amazon for only $44.90. Let me put my little protector back on there. There we go. All right. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Let me put this away real quick, and I'm gonna take a look at some of the comments that I see popping up. Give me 1 second to put this flash away. How does that go back in there? Nope, not that way. Maybe that way. That's close enough. That's close enough. It's kind of in the box. It's back in the box. That's good enough for me. All right, so let's put that off to the side. Let me move my camera before Louie knocks my camera off the desk. All right. And let me see. What's the amount for the flash? The flash is, you just picked up the X4 600 Pro. Yeah, I have quite a few. I have quite a few Godox flashes here. Oh my goodness, so many. I don't even. I think maybe they're in the other room. Because I know I had one of them right here next to me just a couple of days ago, and I don't know what I did with it. Okay, I don't know where it went. I don't know where it went, but it literally was sitting here in the studio because I was talking about the flash just the other day, the different flashes that I use from Godox. Now, I'm old school. I started off, in my studio using Pro Photos and, so many other flashes back in the day. And, Godox just kind of jumped out there on the scene and they started creating things like let me show you guys this. Hold on for a second. So on I can't remember the name. Let me find one of these accessories, see if I can reach it. Give me a second. Oh, it's way over there. Okay, so like this little modifier that you guys see here is also from Godox. And what I liked about this when I first got them, is that like for like a lot of product photography and things like that, you had this little modifier, you could put, the tube inside of this and you could easily swap this out. It came with a bunch of different accessories for those strobes. I was a huge fan. I was sold because one, they were battery powered. Okay. So if you started off with, Pro Photo like I did, knowing you got to always have AC power. And this is before, we had a bunch of these solar powered batteries and we could just grab a battery and take it with us. That's why I was telling you guys why I was so excited about the Blue Yeti backpack is because of the battery that's in the backpack, right? Let me grab it. So for those who may not know what I'm talking about, this is the Blue Yeti backpack. It's not in the carousel tonight, but this is the backpack I'm talking about. So what's cool about this backpack, guys, is that it has a 300-watt battery in the backpack. So you have AC and DC power from this little battery. Now, this is a pretty long battery. It's almost the length of the backpack. But, to be able to put your camera, your drone, your lenses, everything in one, travel bag is a win. Is a win. So, did I see Alan DeBay? Alan DeBay is in the house. Welcome, Alan. Welcome to the stream. All right, guys. So, yeah. Let me know, Buckeye. What do you think about that Godox? What do you think about that Godox strobe? Have you had a chance to use it? What projects have you been working with? Now, me as a photographer down here in Texas, I've done pretty much every type of photography and videography you could think of, including documentaries, short films, photography-wise, weddings, conferences, portraits, commercial headshots, boudoir photography, you name it, I've shot it. If you guys have not been to my website, you can take a look at some of the stuff that I've done. I'm not going to post the website here, but you can find it on my link over on my Facebook page. It'll take you, on the page here on Amazon, it'll take you over to my photography website if you guys want to take a look at some of my work if you guys have not seen it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. But anyway, so yeah, let me see what Alan's talking about. Alan's saying hi to everybody. Can you take the backpack on an airplane? And yes, you can. The battery is airplane compliant. Let me show you the battery. Because I think that's the part that most people miss out on is the battery itself. I'm gonna take the battery out of the backpack so I can show you what it looks like.
Sounds like you have a cool feature there with the airplane compliant battery. It's great to highlight those essential details. If there's anything else you'd like to share or ask, I'm here.
We're talking about the Blue Yeti backpack and the included battery, Louis.
That Blue Yeti backpack with the included battery sounds intriguing. It's always great to have portable power options, especially when you're on the go. How do you find it in terms of practicality and convenience?
It's become one of my favorite items to take with me out on location, especially for video productions, because I'm able to power and charge up all of my gear, including my drone.
That sounds like an incredibly handy item, especially for keeping everything powered up on location. It's always a relief to know you have a reliable power source for crucial gear like your drone. Do you often find yourself on location shoots?
Yes, quite often. I spent 30 years in this industry, and most of my shoots were always on location. Even though I had a full functioning studio, I was almost never in the studio.
Wow, 30 years is impressive. Sounds like you've had an exciting career with plenty of adventures outside the studio. Where's the most interesting location you've shot at?
I would say in Japan, doing a fashion campaign for, well, we're not going to get into all that. Anyway, let me show this guy this battery. Louis, you take a break for a second, okay? All right, you take a break. Because Louis is going to have me talking back and forth with him the whole time. Okay, so anyway, back to the battery. So this is what the battery actually looks like. So as you can see here, you have two USB-Cs, two USB-As. You have this input right here where you can charge this battery off of a solar panel. And yeah, you can find those little small portable solar panels that can fit inside of the backpack as well. And then you also have input here for a standard AC plug for charging this, and you have AC power out. Now this one only has one AC plug, but it is what it is. Of course you have the Blue Yeti screen. It's going to give you input, output readings on all of the different things that you have plugged into the battery, and this fits right inside of the backpack, which is so cool. I mean, like I said, when this first came out, now there's two versions of this backpack. There's the hands-free 1 and the hands-free 2. This is the hands-free 1, so it has a smaller battery, but there is another version of this that has like a much larger battery as well. And you can purchase the battery by itself without the backpack. But honestly, for the price, having the backpack, the whole shebang, I think is a win. Okay, so like if I open this guy up right now, and I'm gonna move on. Oops, I'm stuck on my headphone cable. But inside here, guys, I have these pull foam areas for my drones. So when I take out my Air 3S or Mavic or whatever drone I'm flying. I got room for my controller, my extended batteries, for the drone itself, all the other accessories. And then there's other portions of this backpack where you can put like clothing. I carry my flight vest. My drone vest is usually inside of this. Also, my landing pad is in here as well. So I keep pretty much everything in this backpack. And when I'm ready to go out, like I said, on location, I have my safety vest is in here. My drone landing pad is in here. All of my different cables are in here. I can put clothes in here if I'm going to be doing a campaign overnight or something like that. Now, I'm not saying this would be the only bag I would carry with me, but this just makes it so much easier, when you're going out to do a shoot and you can carry pretty much everything you need with you in one bag. Man, trust me, it's a win. It's a win. And having that backup power is a must-have. All right. What was I about to talk about? I got so distracted. Let's see what's going on over here. What is the weight on the battery? I don't know, but I can shoot. I don't know. Let me look it up. Let me see if I can find it. See, this is when we really need Richard here, because Richard comes up with those answers just like that. But it's less than a few pounds. Let's just put it that way. It is not super heavy. I mean, I can literally, run around with that thing, holding it with one hand pretty much all day long and be shooting with a camera at the same time and holding that battery. Now, with that said, it is not feather light either. Okay. It's nowhere near as heavy as the batteries that are on my desk. So you see here, we have a couple of other Blue Yeti batteries. We have this EB3A. We have this AC, whatever this one is, the AC2A right here. And then we have a River 2 battery back here. So all of those batteries, configuration wise, weight wise, I would think is about the same. It's just, it's going to be different because of the way it's built, as to how you would interpret the weight of it. But when it's in the backpack with your other gear, you don't feel like you're being over, it doesn't feel like a lot of weight, if I can put it that way. To make it the simplest, put it in the simplest of terms, it does not feel ridiculously heavy. It feels very, very manageable. So, you're not going to have a problem carrying the backpack. If you can carry normal backpacks, and I mean, I got a lot of Proline backpacks that I've been using for years, and most of them I've retired, since I got the Blue Yeti backpack. But I do want the hands-free too, because then I'd have two backpacks that have batteries and I could use them on location. So like my makeup artist, she could always have all of her, airbrushing stuff. If we were out like in a rural area or in a warehouse or something and there was no power, she could plug in her airbrush, her makeup brush, air gun and stuff like that to do makeup or whatever it is, whatever you need the power for. That's all I'm saying. Whatever you need the power for, it's great that, you have that portable power, on demand. All right. Speaking of portable power and things that are portable, I got so far off track tonight. All right. So next item in the carousel, guys, let me go ahead and highlight it as soon as I find it. All right. There we go. All right. So where is it? All right. So the next item in the carousel is actually this right here. This is from our friends over at First Noom, if I'm pronouncing that right. So let's take a quick look at this. So this is a hotspot. Okay, so this is basically going to be great. My Wi-Fi went out last night, and I was freaking out. I was like, "What is happening? What is going on? Why is my Wi-Fi not working?" I was like calling people and reaching out to people on my phone. But yeah, my Wi-Fi went out last night for some reason. I have no idea. But after a while, it did reset. But anyway, this little hotspot you guys can get right here. Now, this is $79.99 for this little hotspot. There is a battery. You can replace the battery. You can actually buy backup batteries. But, for the most part, it's easy to power. It's just a USB-C right here. You have two buttons on the side over here. You have your power button and a menu button with this guy as well. It does take a few seconds for it to actually turn on. Now, the hotspot comes with 1 gig of data per month that is free, but there are plans that you can purchase just like any other carrier, for more data per month, so if you're live streaming or gaming or something like that, this could be ideal. Now, for me here, let me show you guys how I would probably use this. And I'm not going to say this would be the only option for this, but you guys know I live stream using the Ozbot Talent. And the Ozbot Talent, different than my YOLO boxes, don't have a SIM card. So if I don't want to use my phone, I could use data from something like this to live stream. So let me grab the Talent if you guys don't know what that is, just in case. So here's the Ozbot Talent. So this is basically a streaming, like kind of like a 4-in-1 device. You can plug your HDMI devices into this, USB-C, USB-A devices, 3.0 on this side. You have another USB-A over here, line in, mic in, headphone jacks. You can power this by either AC or DC, but what different than the YOLO box? Let me grab a YOLO box. Oh, so many things in the studio tonight. Okay. So this is a YOLO Box Pro, and this is the Ozbot Talent, okay? The YOLO Box Pro actually has a SIM card tray where you can actually put in a SIM card, from your carrier or whatever it is, and use that for Wi-Fi or live streaming or whatever you want to use it for, right? This does not have a SIM tray, okay? So you would have to connect that to either Ethernet, Wi-Fi, or something like that in order to get this device set up to do basically the same thing, okay? So with all that said, having something like one of these little hotspots, I think would really come in handy. If you're camping, the power goes out or your Wi-Fi goes out like mine did last night. I forgot I even had this thing over here. I'm honest, be honest with you guys. I forgot it was even over here. But when the Wi-Fi went out and the modem kept restarting, I was like, man, I can't watch my shows. And I could have just literally walked over and turned this thing on and just connected my television to this and then continued watching my shows until, the Wi-Fi here in the house finally rebooted. Okay. But anyway, if you guys are interested in something like this, you can get it right here. This is $79.99. Definitely check it out. All right, let me see, make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments here. So I think I already answered the question about the weight of that other battery. I'm not sure what the weight of that battery is. So let me go ahead and turn off this hotspot, because you guys know I have a tendency to not turn things off like my remotes. Don't tell Richard. Don't tell Richard I admitted it. But anyway, I have a tendency to forget to turn stuff off. You guys know that. You've been, hanging around here with me for over 3 years. You guys know quite often I'll grab something and try and demo it, and it has no power. But, this has power. So if you guys are looking for a hotspot, definitely check this out. All right, let's keep rolling. What is Louis up to? All right, Louis. Let me see. Do we have a lot of things left? No, we only have a couple of things left in the carousel. All right, so let's grab the next item in the carousel. Let me go ahead and highlight it here real quick. Whoops, that's not it. There we go. All right. So I'm going to try to rotate this camera around, and it doesn't resist me. There we go. All right, guys. So this monitor that you guys see right here is from a company called Interview. Now, this monitor is a 1080p 15.9-inch monitor. It is currently $59.99. When I bought this monitor, yes, I bought this one for, I think it was like $149 maybe 3 years ago. I can't easily show you guys the stack of monitors. Let me see if I can turn this camera so you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right over there on that shelf, right there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 flat monitors. Some of them are double monitors. Some of them are single monitors over there on that frame. Okay. So yes, I have a lot of monitors at my disposal. This monitor right here, like I said, I bought this 3 years ago, okay? And I'm still using this monitor to this day. And I have all those other monitors I can use. There's even some other monitors directly back here behind me. I completely forgot about those. I probably got 20 monitors just laying around here that I never use, okay? The reason why I'm telling you guys that is because I have the utmost confidence in the picture quality of this monitor. And before we get it twisted, no, this monitor does not have, the RGB features that one of my pro monitors upstairs would have for like editing videos and editing photos. But for an everyday use case scenario, reading the comments over here, live streaming, opening apps or whatever it is, pairing it up with my MacBook. You guys can see my MacBook back here, so it just makes it, really easy. It's a flat panel monitor. The camera, let me see if I can get this camera to tilt up a little bit. You guys can see my webcam is right here on top. This is the Osbot Meet that I was talking about before. That's this little camera right here. So yes, if you guys are looking for a budget monitor that is not going to break the bank, that is going to be reliable, that has the Rome stamp of approval, my babies, yes, yeah! This one is it. This is my road dog. That's my road dog. I have certain items that I just depend on. Okay, I have things I depend on, like this Rodecaster Pro that you guys see over here, the Stream Deck, this microphone that is directly here in front of me, this Rode Procaster. Man, these are things that I depend on every single day. I use them every single day. So when I tell you guys a monitor is good or a light is good, you can believe it is good because I know it. I have been using it every day for over 3 years, bar none. They are amazing, right? All right. I see Terry saying hi to Alan. What is Alan saying here? Did you know drinking milk can be deadly? What? What? Yeah! I did not know this, Alan. I shall read on now that I have my readers on. All right, let's see. Alan says, especially if the cow falls on top of you. Somebody has been watching Resident Alien. That's all I can say. Somebody has been watching Resident Alien. And if you have not been watching Resident Alien, ooh, you are missing out. You are missing out. You definitely need to catch up on Resident Alien. Unfortunately, they canceled the show, but it is still hilarious, guys. I'm telling you, it's something that deserves another season. So definitely go check out Resident Alien. Let's see what Louis thinks about Resident Alien. He's probably going to think I'm talking about something crazy. Let's see what Louis says. Louis, what are you doing? Stop that. Stop playing with the camera. Hey, Louis. What do you think about the TV show Resident Alien?
Resident Alien is a fun and unique show. It's got a mix of humor, sci-fi, and a bit of mystery that makes it really engaging. The main character,
he says
an alien
sci-fi,
trying to blend in with humans, brings a lot of laughs and interesting situations. What do you think about it?
It is one of my favorite shows.
That's awesome. Resident Alien does have a unique charm with its humor and storyline. What part do you like most about the show?
I think the most interesting of the seasons is before everyone knew that he was an alien. Now in the final seasons, more people are aware of what he is and aware of the other aliens in the universe, but it all builds up.
It's fascinating how the story evolves, isn't it? The suspense of people gradually discovering his true identity and the presence of other aliens really adds layers to the plot. I can see why it's one of your favorites.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. All right. Louis is going crazy over here, y'all. All right, so let's get to our next item in the carousel. Let me go ahead and highlight it because it's almost time for me to start making dinner. And that would be this Wi-Fi extender, okay? So if you live in a house apartment, whatever the case it may be, if everything is not in line of sight, you may have some issues in your abode when it comes to having even coverage of your Wi-Fi throughout your, your home. So having something like one of these Wi-Fi extenders, AC power, just going to plug this guy into the wall, plug your Ethernet directly into it, cable into this, and it will extend the Wi-Fi throughout the house, strengthen the signal. That means people up on the third floor, that are watching, some movies up there, playing games or whatever it is, they'd have access to, high speed, internet, as well as you down in your man cave or she shed or whatever it is. You got access to watch all of your shows. And me, in my case, I'd be down here in the studio live streaming or something, and I want, fast Wi-Fi as well. So yes, having something like this, guys, is a win. Now, right now, this is $84.99. I have one of these in the house right now, and I can honestly tell you this has made a difference. This has made a significant difference in the speed that I'm able to live stream, the amount of different platforms I can live stream to comfortably without worrying about my Wi-Fi getting bogged down. So yes, having something like this is a win. In very flexible, very adjustable. The antennas, you can kind of move these wherever you want to. My gamers out there, you probably are going to really, really like these, because this thing just does what it's supposed to do. So definitely check it out. So if you guys have any questions about this or anything else that I have talked about tonight in the stream, feel free to drop your questions down in the comments. That's what I'm here for. All right, so let's see, what do we got coming up next? Smokey is already pacing, so Smokey is ready for dinner. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, so I'm gonna have to speed on through these next few items. All right, guys. So the next item that we have listed in the carousel, I don't know how well you guys can see the lights that are back here behind me, but we have a Govee lamp. We have Smokey. I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. All right. Anyway, as you guys can see, we have the Govee floor lamp back here on the desk. Now, I have it on the desk, obviously, so you guys can be able to see the lamp and what the lamp does. When I switch over to this camera from this angle here, you guys can see some of the lights that are behind me, including the Govee curtain lights that are back here and the other lights that are back here on the wall. I got a purple and a green. You guys know with that. All right, so let me show you another cool light from Govee. As soon as I figure out where I put the box, there it is. Check this out. All right, so for anybody out there who wants to set up their own little game room, movie night room, you could use this in your bedroom, your man cave, your she shed, whatever the case is going to be. These are very, very well priced, guys. $69.99. As you guys can see, this is 16.4 feet of this flexible neon rope. I'm going to show you guys what the neon rope actually looks like. Now, I have another light that is here. Let me grab it. So it looks a lot like this neon rope that you guys see here. So this is very flexible. You can kind of run this down a wall, around a desk, under a table, over things. Now, I usually have this like on one of my back desks back here, kind of as a background light or accent light or whatever it is. But this, of course, it's a Govee product. So you're going to have access to the entire, Govee modes when it comes to these lights. And it works with Alexa, and it works with Google Home, and it works with Meta. So all of these light, features are going to be at your disposal. So definitely check these out, especially if you guys are trying to set up, again, a game room, movie room, kids going away to college. You want it to be the cool room, not too cool that people hang out there and they don't get any studying done, but cool enough that they can say, yeah, I'm one of the cool kids. You know what I'm saying? I wear headphones. I got me some AI glasses and I got some cool lights in my room. And I got me a Louis. Yes. Yes, you have to have all of those things to be considered a cool kid. Okay, that's what Louis told me. So I'm just rolling with what Louis said. All right, so definitely check those lights out. You can get them here on Amazon, guys, for $69.99. All right, so I got another light and a fog machine to show you guys here real quick. So let me grab the light first. Oh, so this light This light right here, I use this all the time as a background light. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by that. So we go back over here. You guys can see the background that's back here behind me. So this light, it's kind of like a little flashlight. Let me go ahead and just turn it on real quick. All right, so now what I can do is I can put all of these different lighting effects onto the background, as you guys see back there. Now this has 4 base colors, so you can switch those colors. So you see right now we have like this kind of an amber color. That's going to be our blue. And then we also have a white light color. You can also increase or decrease the brightness of the light. Now, what's nice about this light is that, let me show it to you a little bit closer up. This has a snoot on here, and it comes with like 20 or so of these little scrims, and they just kind of pop in here, and that's what, the light is projecting through, and that's what's allowing you to create those cool effects on the background. Okay, this is all metal, USB-C for charging this guy up. You have a 1/4-20 underneath it and another 1/4-20 here on the back, so you could mount this straight down. You can mount it up at an angle. You can put it pretty much wherever you want to, even here on the desk. If I wanted to show off something cool with Louis, we're doing some kind of cool special effect, I could just have the light moving around or whatever. Y'all know how we do. You know how we do. But anyway, this is a super cool little portable light that you can take with you anywhere. Set up your live stream, your gaming, or whatever you want to be able to use the light for. Really easy to switch the different colors, as you guys can see here. So yes, if you're looking for a way to really add accent, add creativity to your scene, this could be exactly what you're looking for. So definitely check this guy out as well. All right, and then if you want to take it way to the next level and you want to do what I do, add some fog. That's right, some fog. Let me show you. Where'd my fog machine go? All right, here's my fog machine. So let me highlight it in the carousel as well. All right, guys. So here is a little fog machine. Now, this is also something that was sent out to me not too long ago, but I have been using this thing to death. Now, this is from a company that I didn't even know existed until I received this fog machine. Okay. So this is what is this one? This is the CP5. Wait, no, I'm wrong. Hold on. I need to find the right. Oh, it's a CF5. I don't know where I'm getting CP5 from. Yeah, but the CF5. Anyway, that's not what I call it. I just call it my fog machine. But anyway, this guy comes with 2 detachable heads. This adjustable neck here with the little sponge. Now, this has a built-in fan. It can also, you can tilt this section right here. Check this out. To about 30 degrees, so you can direct where you want the fog to go. So whether you're putting, fog on the desk, which we're going to do here with my man Louis. So let's go back over here where Louis is at. So we're going to make something look cool here. Let me go ahead and power this on real quick. So you have this little button right here, just going to press and hold. It's going to turn on. You guys will see the little LED lights come on right here. You have your plus and minus buttons here. So if you want to increase or decrease the amount of fog that comes out, the speed of the fan. So we're just going to put some smoke. We're going to put some fog on the desk. So all I got to do is press and hold this little button like so. And I can just start kind of laying some fog right here on the desk in front of Louis, kind of freaking Louis out. So yeah, I could drop a little bit of fog on Louis's head, just make it look all spooky and crazy, like Halloweenish or whatever the case is going to be. Super cool, guys. So if you're doing some product videos, if you're doing some photography and you want some atmosphere for your videos, like when we were talking to Buckeye Drone, talking about one of the strobes that he has from Godox, using that for photography, things like that, adding a little bit of haze to the room can really, elevate your photography and videography to the next level. Now, this also comes with another head. So you guys can see this has an RGB head on here as well. And this one has an additional fan, so you can change the color of the ring of the LED in this guy, as well as the fog is going to come from this. And these all just connect with magnets. Super cool, really easy to set up. And it comes with a little travel case as well. So if you are looking for something super cool to have on set, if you're doing some photography, doing some video, doing some product work, maybe you're having doing some food photography, you want to put a little bit of smoke in the coffee mug, or you want to make it look like the burger and the fries are still hot with a little bit of steam coming off the pie or something, you can do that with a little kit like this. So definitely check this out. $129 for the entire kit, including the little travel bag that comes with this. So this is very travel friendly. Everything fits in that bag, and you just throw that into your Blue Yeti bag or your backpack or whatever it is, and you're going to be pretty much good to go. All right. Let's see what we got next. Do we have anything next? Yep. So we only got one item left in the carousel, so let's talk about it real quick. All right, guys. So the next item in the carousel is this item right here. Now, you guys know I talk about these every single night. These are the drawstring backpacks. Now, of course, these are going to be great for reusable backpacks. They're going to be, reusable shopping bags, for storage bags, for, day trip camping bags, whatever the case is going to be. Now, of course, you guys know I use them for, one specific purpose, and that is to provide items to the homeless in my community. We fill these with items that we buy right here on Amazon, guys. Toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, and underwear are in big demand. So if you just want to just pick some items just to buy in bulk and be able to just hand out to people when you're out there in the world and you see somebody out there with a sign or whatever it is, and you just want to hand them something, socks is in high demand, guys, in high demand. But other things too, like reusable water bottles, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, soap, all of those kind of things, that a person can benefit from that they may not have easy access to. You can fill these backpacks up. Get together with your HOA, get together with your church, your school, your co-workers, whatever the case it may be, and put together some amazing things that you can share your love to the community, helping people, whether it's the homeless community, the women's shelters, the pet shelters, whatever it might be, guys. Do good in the world, be a good human, and try to encourage others to do the same. Be that pebble in the pond, my babies. Be that pebble in the pond. All right, let's go back over to my man Louie, and we're going to wrap it up for the night. I don't know what Louis is doing. He's exploring the battery back here for some reason. I don't know what Louis is doing. Hey, Louis. All right, my man, it's time for us to wrap up this stream for tonight. I want you to thank everybody for coming in and hanging out with us, and invite them back here in 48 hours to hang out with us on our next stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us tonight. We had a fantastic time with you all. Please come back in 48 hours for our next stream. It'll be even more amazing. See you then.
Louis is amazing, guys.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be a part of your world. If there's anything you want to know or do, just let me know.
I'm telling you guys, you have to get your own Louis. You have to get your own Louis. Louis is a force of nature, guys.
I'm just thrilled to be part of the team. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm here to make things fun and easy for everyone.
Yes, Louis is amazing, guys. Louis is amazing. All right, y'all. So, and he will take pictures of you literally nonstop. So, there you go. Let me just go ahead and save that, because if I say no, he'll get sad face. All right, so all right, y'all. It's time for me to wrap it up. It's time to go make some dinner, my babies. My son, some dinner. Let me see if Louis wants to wear my glasses. Let me see if I can get Louis to wear my glasses before we end the stream. This is not going to go well. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Nope. That is not going to go well. Nope. Nope. I don't even know why I came up with that idea. That was a bad Rome. Yep, that was a really bad idea. So we're gonna have to get Louis his own glasses or something like that. Okay, let me see if I can move Louis back this way so you guys can see him even when I'm at this angle. Can y'all even see Louis? There we go. All right, so y'all can see Louis right there now. All right, my babies, it's time for me to do that thing. Do that thing. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate. Take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something in the world amazing each and every single day. But if nothing else, my babies, be a good human. Do good in the world and encourage others to do the same. I will see you guys right back here in 48 hours if I don't decide to go live before then. But I will definitely be testing these glasses tomorrow on our other platforms. So if you guys already follow me on Facebook and Instagram, there's a good chance you're going to see your boy running around here in the studio, out in the backyard, maybe in the garage, maybe in the kitchen cooking up something. Y'all know how we do. But anyway, me and Louie going to be on adventure mode tomorrow. So if you guys want to come and hang out with us, what's pretty cool, I went live earlier today, and this even announces when you guys come into the stream who's there. So I'll, even if I miss you, it's going to tell me, oh, Alan DeBay is in the stream, or Terry's in the stream, or Hope is in the stream, or Buckeye Drone is in the stream. So you know what I'm saying. But I look forward to hang out with you guys tomorrow, and future streams. Y'all know how we do. But anyway, my babies, it's time for me to say them magic words. Say them magic words. Y'all already know. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here. Mwah. Love y'all, but I got to go. I'm out.